Hello again. Um, this is a part where we focus on intonation. And I think you remember the things that we learned in Unit 1 about intonation when your voice goes higher on musical notes and it becomes like rising intonation. And when your voice goes on lower notes, then you sound like you have a falling intonation. A lot can be understood from intonation. It gives you, ups and downs in your speech, and it makes it more interesting. And you can express your feelings with intonation and your attitudes. So, generally, a very, very important and ignored part of pronunciation skill. But look at this picture. I know it reminds you of rising intonation. And when you raise your voice, when you use rising intonation, just imagine this bird moving up to the sky very fast. And this helps you, feel what you want to say. And it, of course, affects the way you speak because you think it, you feel it, and it affects your voice. دقیقا همین جوریه وقتی که توی یک مود و حالا فضایی هستین دقیقا از تاثیر میذاره روی طرز صحبت شما و بالا و پایین رفتن صدای شما روی نوت ها. برای همینه که میگم تصور همچین چیزی و ربط دادنش به rising intonation زمانی که میخواین ازش استفاده کنید خیلی به کارتون میاد به خاطر اینکه تاثیر میذاره روی صداتون. So it's very good to imagine things, visualize them while you are trying to use your mouth and your vocal cords to produce the sounds. For falling intonation, you can just imagine a leaf falling down a tree, your voice goes down. This is something um, good to imagine when you want to use it. Now let's think about this word, friendly, and how do we say it with the right stress? Friendly, 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 friendly. Well, the stressed syllable is friend, which has the air sound of unit 3, Friendly, louder and longer. So these are what we use for stress. We say this louder and longer. So stressed. Friendly. But imagine you want to use both stress and intonation on this word. And intonation starts on stressed syllables. You listen to me? You start the intonation on a stressed syllable. Okay? It does not start on unstressed ones. Always starts on stressed words or syllables. We want to use rising intonation here. How should our voices change? The musical notes and your voice. It's in here, in the middle, not rising, not falling. Friendly, friendly, friendly. No rising or falling intonation. But if we want to change the intonation of it, we need to have a change in pitch. And it means that we need to speak on higher or lower notes. Do you remember from Unit 1? Higher, highest, lower, lowest. So, this is how we change the pitch in our voices. When we use lower notes, we go lower, it's falling, and when we go higher, then it's rising. Now I say this on a level pitch. I say friendly, 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 friendly. You see how I can change this? And you too. This has two syllables. This syllable also experiences a change in pitch, and it has even a higher rising intonation. It starts from the stressed syllable, goes higher, and also higher than this on the next syllable. Friendly, friendly. You see, it goes higher on ly, on lee. Because I know that at this level, you can understand and notice rising or falling intonations. I want to read some sentences and you think and decide if they have rising or falling intonation. Um, and I put those sentences on this. Look at this. Falling, rising, falling, rising. So when I put a sentence in here, then it means that it has a rising intonation. You listen to me and just say rising or falling. In my sentences, I use one of these intonations, rising or falling, at the end of the sentence. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to the end of the sentence. Are you okay? A rising intonation. Are you okay? Okay. Yes, very. Yes, very. You see, in here it's falling intonation. So I put it in here. Rising, falling. Are you okay? No, no. Falling. It has a falling intonation. Listen. Where are you? Where are you? Falling. Exactly. Where are you? You. You. You? No. You. Goes down. Falling. How's it going? Falling. I appreciate you. Falling intonation. See, in this part, falling. In this part, falling. In this part, rising. What is it? What is it? It. Falling intonation. You forgot, didn't you? Yes, rising. And it's a tag question. You can use rising or falling intonation if you want, if it's um, related to what you want to say, the meaning of your sentence. If it's a real question and you don't have any information or ideas, So you use rising. And on a tag question, when you have um, some information and you want your listener to agree with you, you use falling intonation. So you can say, "You forgot, didn't you?" Rising. Now falling. "You forgot, didn't you? Didn't you?" Falling. "You get me. You get me. You understand me." What are these three groups of sentences? How do you define them? WH questions, yes, no questions, and statements, those sentences that are not questions. What is your conclusion? What's your guess? Yes. For WH questions, we usually use falling intonation. And it's the same for statements. We use falling intonation, right? And why is that? With WH questions, we kind of have some knowledge of what the answer is going to be. When you ask, "Where are you?" you know that some people are going to tell you about the place. In statements, you have a finality in your sentences. It means that you gives a piece of information and it's clear, it's finished, it's done, you don't want to continue it, so it has a falling intonation. And we will learn more about it. But for now, this is something that usually happens in these sentences. How is intonation in phrases and sentences? This is really important and it affects your accent greatly. You see, look at this sentence. How do you say it? How do you read it? Well, it's a kind of WH question, so you need to use a falling intonation at the end. How do you say that? How did you spend your holiday? How did you spend your holiday? You need to use a change in pitch at the end of the sentence, either rising or falling. And in this kind of WH question, we need to use a falling one at the end. But how do we know, the word that we need to use a lower pitch in it? How do we find that word? The most important word. And in sentences and phrases, what is the most important word? The last content word. Okay, so it's easy. This is the end of the sentence, and this one is the last content word. This is function word, content, function, function, content. And at the end, this word is our most important word. Where's stress on this word? Holiday. Hall. That's right. So, where should we start the change in pitch? hmm The stressed syllable in that important, lost, content word. On that syllable, the stressed one. Okay. Hall, hall, holiday, holiday. You see,
How did you spend your holiday? How did you spend your holiday?
How did you spend your holiday? Holiday. Look at this. When you use falling intonation here, you need to continue the falling intonation to the end of the sentence. And this syllable is stressed. It has a falling intonation, and so it goes lower. But what about this syllable? It has to go even lower. Holiday. Even lower, lower. Rising or falling?
I went to America.
Again,
I went to America.
I think falling. Do you agree with me? I went to America. I went to America. What is this important, the most important word? Last content word. This is a content word at the end of the sentence. That is right. The stressed syllable. Please tell me. Mare. America. America. So here we need to use falling or rising intonation. Yes. The falling intonation starts on this stressed syllable and it continues to the end of the word. So when it's falling, we continue the falling intonation on this syllable. America. America. Falling, falling, falling.
I went to America.
Yes, falling.
Was it expensive? Was it expensive?
Our last content word. Yes, these are function words. These are not stressed. And the most important one is expansive. Where's the stress? Tell me. How is the intonation? Was it expansive? Rising, exactly. And it starts on the stressed syllable. The rising, going on a higher note, starts on this syllable. And it continues and it even goes higher on sieve. Pen, sieve. Was it expansive? Rising.
Was it expensive?
Yes, very.
What?
Yes, very.
Again?
Yes, very.
Yes. Very. Very. What do you hear? Rising or falling intonation? Yes. Very. Well, stressed. Stressed. There. Very. There is stressed. And the intonation was falling. Yes. Very. Not yes. Yes. Very. No. Yes. Very.
Yes, very.
Or the second answer could be no. 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 Not very. Not very. Falling.
No, not very.
This word is stressed, but this is the last content word, which is the most important word, and has to receive the intonation, the change in pitch, you know? And this is also the end of a sentence, so it has a change in pitch, falling. And you see, you say this on a level like normal middle intonation, not rising, not falling. No, not very. اون تفاوت نوتی که استفاده میشه یک دفعه روی کلمه very باید حس بشه و شنیده بشه که داره میاد پایین. Not very, not very. And as you can see, for WH questions, the intonation was falling. For statement, falling. Yes, no question, rising, falling, and again falling because they are statements. I have a challenge for you, and that is finding the last content word, the most important word in this WH question. What is it? Tell me. Who are you going to travel with? Who are you going to travel with? It ends with a function word. It's not a content word. So it's not the most important word. No, no. Go back. Travel. Travel. It's a content word, so this is the most important word in this sentence. And it should have intonation in it, starting in it. What is the stressed syllable? Travel. Tra. Yes, that is right. So it's a WH question and we need falling intonation. So we need to start from here. Who are you going to travel with? Travel with. Who are you going to travel with? Your voice goes down from here. Down, 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 and down. یعنی وقتی اون کلمه مهم و اون کانتنت ورد آخر جمله پیدا شد، اون اینتونیشنی که قرارش قرار بگیره فقط روی اون کلمه اون اینتونیشن ایجاد نمیشه. فقط روی اون کلمه نه. از اون کلمه به بعد تا آخرش با هر کلمه دیگه که بعدش بود. و حتی اون rising و falling intonation بیشتر هم میشه. یعنی اگر قرار پایین بشه پایین تر میره و اگر قرار رو نوتای بالاتر بره بالاتر هم میره. So, who are you going to travel with? Find the most important word in this sentence. I think you're right. Do you want sugar in it? Do you want sugar in it? Well, function, function, content word, the most important word in this sentence. Where's the stressed syllable? Sugar, sugar, sh. So, stressed. The intonation starts from this syllable. And it goes lower and lower and lower till the end of the sentence. From here till the end. با همه کلمه های بعدش. چون توی مثالای قبلی که داشتیم آخرین کانتنت وردمون آخرین کلمه میشد توی جمله. ولی اینجا خواستم ببینین که آخرین کلمه میتونه فانکشن ورد باشه و اگر کانتنت وردی رو پیدا کردین اینتونیشن رو روی اون فقط نذارین، از اون تا آخر جمله. اینتونیشن پیش میره. Do you want sugar in it? Sugar in it. Sugar in it. Do you want sugar in it? یه کار به درد بخور و خیلی مفیدی که میتونیم انجام بدیم اینه که همین مسئله اینتونیشن رو بررسی کنیم روی جمله‌های روزمره‌ای که توی فارسی میگیم. ببینیم وقتی حرف میزنیم توی فارسی اونجا چطوریه و اگر که دوره زبانی رو دارین میگذرونین و توی مکالمه ها جمله هایی هست که میتونین اینتونیشنشون رو حس کنین و بلدین، حتما اونا رو برین باشون تکرار کنین و اینتونیشن رو ازشون تقلید کنین. Copy the intonation. The exact same thing. روی هر کلمش، هر مدلی که میگه اصلا ازش تقلید کنین. این تقلید کردن باعث نمیشه صدای شما و طرز صحبت کردنتون فیک بشه. همینطور که روی جمله‌های مختلف و به صورت دائم و پشت سر هم که هر جمله جدیدی رو شما یاد میگیرین، این اینتونیشن رو هم حواستون بهش باشه. این دائما توی جمله‌های مختلف و موقعیت‌های مختلف داره تکرار میشه و این باعث میشه این مسئله و این مطلب برای شما کاملا جا بیفته و یه جاهای دیگه فکر میکنین که این در شما اتومات شده و میتونین خودتون اینتونیشن رو تولید کنین بدون اینکه حواستون باشه. ولی خب زمانی که آگاهانه دارین این کار رو میکنین مطمئن باشین که دارین درست جلو میرین و راهش همینه. اول از همه آگاهانه شروع میشه و بعد انقدر جا میفته که حتی وقتی دارین صحبت میکنین یا وقتی میشنوین خیلی منتقدانه critically گوش میدین به اینتونیشن افراد مختلف، جمله ها و توی زبون خودتون و یا انگلیسی. و این رو هم بدونین که همه ما اینتونیشن مخصوص به خودمون رو داریم. بعضیا با اینتونیشن بالاتر کلا حرف میزنن یا بعضی پایینتر. اما زمانی که بخوان اون اینتونیشن رو تغییر بدن توی اون جملهشون بازم محسوسه، بازم مشخصه که اون اینتونیشن داره پایین میره یا بالا. و موقع گفتن اون جمله‌های انگلیسی که توی کتاباتون هست و میخواین ازشون تکرار کنین، تقلید کنین، دقیقا توی ذهنتون اون falling، اون افتادن برگ و سریع با شتاب بالا رفتن پرنده رو توی ذهنتون تجسم کنین. چون زبان آموزا اگر ویژوال تر هستن و ترجیح میدن چیزی رو ببینن و بهتر متوجه مطلب بشن، این باعث میشه که بهشون کمک کنه اون فالینگ رو بهتر پرودیوسش کنن و بهتر بشنونش. حتما این تمرین‌ها رو انجام بدید و جدیش بگیرید. Before we get to the part where we mix and combine the intonation part of pronunciation and word stress, we want to work on the word stress in place names, country or city names. You know what? The most important thing is that it's really good actually that in this book, in every exercise, you see words that have the air sound in them. And when you know where this air sound is in that word, please say it with a lot of energy and focus, and remember your mouth and your tongue, how they should be, and use them. And also because it's word stress in these place names, I recommend you to listen, see the word, and pause, and then repeat the word as many times as you want. Because we want to repeat until we have full control over that word and we become comfortable with saying it with confidence because we know how to say the sound in them and also the stress. Why not go ahead and start?
Four B.
Denmark, Venice, Edinburgh, Mexico, Mecca, Melbourne, Lebanon,
Japan, Mumbai, Madrid, Beirut, New York.
Okay, these place names might be familiar to you and you know where exactly that place is, but some words are unknown to you. So I recommend that you go to a dictionary. It's better to use Cambridge Dictionary and go online and um, type the place name and see where exactly that place is. In this part, we listen to longer words. They are longer and it's a little bit challenging because you need to listen and tell me where the stress is. You know, you will see the word and then the audio will play. But for you to, uh, hear the stressed syllable better, I want you to close your eyes when you want to focus on the stressed part. And then I will show you and highlight the stressed syllable in the word. Test yourselves. Are you ready? Let's start.
the Riviera, the Riviera, the Riviera,
Era, era, e.
the Mediterranean, the Mediterranean, the Mediterranean,
You can hear the air sound in here. Mediterranean.
Australia, 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 America, 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 Helsinki, Helsinki, Helsinki,
This is e and sin. Helsinki.
Philadelphia, Philadelphia, Philadelphia,
This here is the air sound. Del. Now let's practice. Word stress plus intonation in action. So let's look at a conversation. It's actually from the dialogue, and you can remember how people pronounced their sentences. So it's familiar, it's good. Okay. How do you say this? How did you spend your holiday? Your holiday, not your. How did you? D and ye, j. Did you? How did you spend your holiday? How did you spend your holiday? Holiday. Your voice drops. It goes down, falling intonation. The answer, I went to, what can we say? Wow, we practiced saying these words with the right pronunciation, especially the stress. So let's use them. This is a very important part where we use the words we have learned. For example, I went to Mumbai. I went to Mumbai. I went to Mumbai. You see, I say the stressed part louder and longer, but the intonation is falling. I went to Mumbai. I went to Mumbai. Was it expensive? Say this. Was it expensive? What can I say? Mumbai? Do you have any ideas? Okay, I can give two forms of answers, and it depends on you if you have been to that place and you know if it's expensive or not. You can answer this honestly, but if it's something that you have no idea about, then you can make a guess. What do you think? And how do you respond? Yes, very. Not very. Not very. If you need more practice with these words, please go back and repeat after these words. And make sure you say these place names in a right way. And now, these two people, they're actually one person. This person is you, and the blue part is what I say. You are going to question me, ask me questions. So are you ready for that? When this shape, this face is blinking, is pulsing, you need to ask me this question and wait for the answer, please. Okay, please listen to my answer. I will listen to your question. So, ready? I went to Denmark. Not very. Ask me again. I went to Japan. Yes, very. Now let's change our roles. I will ask you the questions and you answer me. Use any of these words you want, okay? Let's start. Answer me. Listen, how did you spend your holiday? Was it expensive? Again. Answer me. How did you spend your holiday? Was it expensive? Okay. Well, you can practice more by recording your voice while you are asking and answering the questions. Try to use as many words and sentences as you can with the right intonation and word stress. And listen to your voices. This is really important because you can see, you can understand how you actually say these sentences or words, and you can fix where there is a problem. And I hope that you will have No problem at all. So practice and don't give up. Stress in dictionaries. Yes, you can find stress in dictionaries as well. In this book, you have seen that the stressed syllables were bold, so you can see them, or they were underlined. You could see a line under the stressed syllable. In dictionaries, they use a different kind of symbol to show the stressed part. I want you to use a very good dictionary, and that's online Cambridge Dictionary. And this is the website. Go there, and in this part, you type the word you want to know about. I want to write electricity. Okay, you can see the spelling of the word in here. And we see a grammatical information. It's a noun and it's uncountable. This is where you click and you hear the British pronunciation of this word. You listen to it. And in here you can see what is it? You can see not the normal alphabet for spelling. You see International Phonetic Alphabet. We use International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, to show the sound, the pronunciation of the word, because they usually don't match. In here, you can see how it is pronounced. You can hear it, you can see it. For example, you know this sound. So this is the phonetic symbol for the sound. And electricity, electricity. Tris, tris, itty. These lines, this line here and this line here, very small, and they show the stress, the stressed syllable. They go before the stressed syllable. So when you see this line before tris, it means that the stress is on tris. Electricity, electricity. And what are these dots? Look, 1, 2, and 3 dots. What do they show? They show the syllable boundaries. مرزبندی میکنه سیلابل ها رو. 1 2 اینجا درسته که نقطه نذاشته، ولی این علامت استرس که این خط هست خودش یک سیلابل جدا کننده است. فکر کنین اینجا نقطه هست ولی نذاشته. چرا؟ چون استرس هست. وقتی که استرس باشه یعنی که یک سیلابل جداست. So 1 2 3 4 and 5 syllables. هر دوی این خطا استرس رو نشون میدن، یعنی توی دیکشنری استرس رو به این شکل میبینیم. اما این خطی که بالاست خب دقیقا اون قوی ترین استرس رو نشون میده و اون خطی که پایینه is a secondary stress. secondary stress اون استرسیه که نسبت به قوی ترین استرس یک کم ضعیف تره، اما بازم نسبت به بقیه سیلابل ها قوی تره. این چیزیه که بعداً میریم در موردش بیشتر یاد میگیریم، اما فعلا تمرکز ما روی strongest stressed syllable. And you see American pronunciation in the next part of it. I want you to look at page 14 of your book. and go to part D where you see this dictionary work, word stress. Well, I gave you the information in this part. You know this now. But the practice with dictionary, which is so important, you are going to do the same thing here that I did. Go to the website and type these words and find the strongest stressed syllable. And you can use this line to show the stressed syllable, or you can underline that part. Both are okay. And you can see many sounds in here. توی اون قسمت phonetic symbols که بعد از آدی و زیر کلمه بود، دقیقاً این phonetic symbol صدای هست. برای همین وقتی که اون کلمه رو مثلا این کلمه رو سرچ میکنین و phonetic symbolش رو میبینین، این علامت رو توی اون phonetic symbol پیدا کنین و اونجا دیگه مطمئن میشین که تو اون قسمت هست و باید حتما اونجوری که یاد گرفتین اونجا رو تلفظ کنین. آدیو گوش دادن همیشه کمک نمیکنه به پرونانسیشن درست، به خاطر اینکه میتونه با استرسش و صدای درستش به طور کلی بتونه اطلاعاتی بده، ولی ممکنه شما دقیقا نفهمینین کجای کلمه هست، یا مثلا یک جا دقیقا گفت یا این رو با دیدن اون phonetic symbols متوجه میشیم وقتی که میبینیمش رو تشخیص میدیم. و من نمیخوام که خیلی به بقیه سیمبلای توی اون کلمه توجه کنین، بیشتر حواستون به و یا که مال درس 2 بود و یا ای که مال درس اول هست بود، اونها رو سعی کنین نوتیس کنین و متوجهشون باشین و ببینین که پیداشون میکنین یا نه. بقیهش خیلی الان اهمیتی نداره، فقط میخوایم stressed part stressed syllable رو بر اساس این نمادی که اینجا هست پیدا کنیم که دقیقا قبل از stressed syllable قرار میگیره. و خب چه بهتر که این همه کلمه اینجا هست که توشون هم هست و میتونین همون کلمه رو اگه بلد نیستین یاد بگیرین و بدونین که این صدا توی اون قسمت های خاصی از اون کلمه به کار رفته و درست بگینش. پس همین الان حتما همون کاری گفتم رو با استفاده از آنلاین کمبریج دیکشنری انجام میدین و تمرین استرس رو برای خودتون توی دیکشنری اجرا میکنین. Good luck. See you. معمولا هم پرونانسیشن درست چک نکردن، دیکشنری چک نکردن، برای اینکه یه کلمه رو میبینیم یا ظاهرا میشنویم، منظورم هم از ظاهرا اینه که دقیقا نمیدونیم چه صدایی داخل اون کلمه هست که ما درست بگیمش، و همین چک نکردن دقیق تلفظ کلمه باعث میشه که ما یا من در آوردی یا یک چیزی شبیهش نزدیکش هر جوری اون کلمه رو بگیم، لسنرمون نشنوه. حتی وقتی ما میشنویم از یه سپیکر ما هم نمیفهمیم اون چی میگه، به خاطر اینکه ما تلفظ غلط توی ذهنمون از اون کلمه داریم. پس درسته که درستش رو دقیق بدونیم، یه چیز حدودی نباشه. و من منظورم فقط صدا نیست، استرس درستش هم خیلی خیلی مهمه، دقیقاً در کنار صدای درست.